I was homeschooled until the 7th grade. My mother used to say that the world outside moved too fast, that children needed quiet to learn the right way. Our home was silent. The walls were always clean, the air smelled faintly of chalk dust and lemon polish, and the light that came through the curtains had that soft, late afternoon warmth that made everything feel suspended in time. Mom had a master's degree in education and the patience of someone who believed learning could be holy. Mornings started with the ticking of the wall clock and her steady, kind voice. My younger siblings and I sat at the dining table as she explained fractions or the geography of rivers, the wooden floor creaking whenever someone shifted in their seat. Outside, birds called from the old guava tree. Inside, pencils scratched paper. Those years felt safe, still, golden, and contained. We weren't allowed to watch television before evening. When lessons ended, we spent hours outside, building cardboard forts, inventing games, lying in the grass until the sky turned violet. I didn't realize how rare silence was until I lost it. The letter arrived in early summer. Thick paper, wax seal, the name of the school pressed in black ink across the envelope. St. Augustine's Preparatory Academy for Boys. My mother read it twice before saying anything. She smiled, though something flickered behind her eyes. "It's a good opportunity," she told me. "You'll make friends. You'll learn discipline." I remember the smell of the paper, something like dust and library air, and the embossed emblem of a golden lyre. The first morning I arrived, the world felt smaller. St. Augustine sat on a rise of land surrounded by clipped hedges and tall iron gates. The buildings were narrow and old, red brick with white frames, their roofs sharp against the sky. Boys in navy uniforms crossed the courtyard in disciplined silence, their ties perfectly straight, shoes polished so brightly they caught the sun. There was no laughter, just the rustle of fabric and the sound of footsteps on stone. Orientation began in the chapel, long wooden pews, wax candles burning faintly sweet, stained glass windows that bled colored light over everyone's faces. The headmaster welcomed us with a voice that echoed strangely. Afterwards, we were led through hallways lined with photographs of previous classes. Every face looked almost identical, hair neatly parted, eyes expressionless. When the choir director appeared, I noticed him immediately. Tall, thin, silver hair combed precisely back, eyes pale blue to the point of transparency. He introduced himself as Mr. Alden. His handshake was dry and cool. "You'll all audition for boy choir," he said. "Music sharpens the soul." It wasn't optional. When my turn came, I stepped into the music room. Dust floated in the sunlight. Candles smoke. I heard it. Faint notes tonight I couldn't sleep. By December, the school had begun preparing for the annual winter play. That year's choice was The Wizard of Oz. The announcement came during rehearsal. The younger boys whispered excitedly. The older ones smirked. I remember the moment Mr. Alden's gaze found me, assessing, deliberate. "Dorothy," he said softly, "needs purity of tone, innocence, hope." The laughter started before he finished the sentence. He smiled at me. "You'll do wonderfully." And just like that, it was decided. They fitted me in a blue gingham dress that scratched at my skin, a wig of brown pigtails that smelled faintly of mildew, and ruby slippers, glittering under the fluorescent light. I told myself it was temporary, that the humiliation would pass, but the mirror said otherwise. The reflection didn't look like me. It looked like someone I didn't recognize, or maybe someone the school had been shaping all along. Rehearsals grew longer. The boys snickered less openly, but the silence felt sharper. Mr. Alden pushed harder, his patience thinning whenever I hesitated. "You must believe the song," he said once, his hand resting on my shoulder. His fingers were cold. "An angel doesn't doubt his calling." His calling. The night of the performance smelled of dust and candle wax and iron. The entire school gathered in the auditorium. Teachers, prefects, even the headmaster in his polished chair. Backstage, the other boys whispered nervously, their makeup cracking under the heat of the stage lamps. My hands trembled as I adjusted the ribbon on my dress. Somewhere beyond the curtain, I could hear Mr. Alden's voice addressing the audience, his tone reverent, as though this wasn't a school play but a sermon. When the music began, I stepped into the light. The faces before me blurred into one pale mass. The air felt thick, heavy. I began to sing. "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." At first it was fine. The piano followed and the audience watched quietly. Then I heard it, a whisper threading through the melody. My own voice, faint, delayed, echoing from the walls. It wasn't feedback. It wasn't an echo. It was something else. mimicking me half a breath behind like a shadow trying to keep up. The lights flickered. One of the stage bulbs popped with a soft hiss. Still I kept singing. My body knew the notes even when my mind faltered. Then, from the corner of my eye, I saw movement behind the curtain. Mr. Alden, standing in the dark, lips moving soundlessly, face tilted up like he was drinking the song. His mouth formed the exact words, the same pitch. His hands trembled, conducting something only he could hear. Half the choir stopped singing, glancing toward him, confused. Yet the music didn't falter. My voice, or what sounded like my voice, carried on, rising stronger, clearer, untouched by the sudden fear gripping my chest. By the time the lights steadied, the audience was silent. I finished the song to a stillness so complete I could hear the blood in my ears. Then came the applause, mechanical, polite, synchronized. Every clap has the same rhythm like a recording on loop. When I looked back toward the curtain, Mr. Alden was gone. Winter break began the next day. My mother picked me up outside the gate. She said I looked pale. I told her I was fine. At home, I slept for almost 2 days. When I woke, my throat ached, but not from sickness. It felt overused, strained, like something had been taken from it. I didn't go back to St. Augustine's. My mother said we'd find another school, that those people were strange. She never explained how she knew. Life went on. Years passed. My voice changed, or at least I thought it did. It deepened slightly, but whenever I spoke into a recorder, I heard that same pure tone underneath, faint but present, like a younger version of myself humming along. I tried to forget. I really did. 15 years later, curiosity led me back. The school had closed after a fire in the East Wing. No casualties officially. I parked outside the rusted gates and walked through what was left of the courtyard. The grass had overgrown, windows shattered, the air thick with the smell of damp paper and rot. The chapel door was ajar. Inside, light streamed through broken glass, scattering red and blue shards across the floor. Dust motes swirled like slow snow. The piano was still there. So were the pews. And in the corner, beneath a collapsed shelf, a pile of tapes. I brushed off the dirt until I saw a familiar label. Boy Choir 1998, alto in Nathaniel. My name. I carried it to the old player and I was surprised it still worked. The reel turned slowly and unevenly. A hiss of static, then a voice, clear, angelic, impossibly young. Somewhere over the rainbow was me. But layered beneath was another tone, subtle at first, then more substantial. An older voice, perfectly matching and harmonizing in impossible precision. It wasn't an echo. It was a continuation. Then a sound of breathing and Mr. Alden's voice whispering. He never lost it. The voice of an angel never grows old. The tape ended with silence that wasn't silence at all. In it, I could hear faint humming from inside the chapel, not the speaker. I turned. The air shimmered near the altar. Not light, not shadow. Something between. A figure stood where the candlelight pooled, head tilted back, lips moving soundlessly. The tune was mine. The tone was perfect. I didn't run. I walked closer. Every step made the air colder, the sound sharper. When I reached the altar, there was nothing there. Only a reel recorder still spinning, though the tape had snapped long ago. The microphone beside it flickered with static, faintly pulsing with breath. My breath. And then I understood. The voice hadn't been taken. It had been kept, preserved, somewhere between walls, wires, and memory. I pressed the stop button, but the humming didn't stop. It followed me outside, soft, familiar, like a lullaby meant for someone else. I sleep easily these days. Most nights, there's a melody at the edge of my dreams, gentle, pure, unwavering. I don't mind it anymore. Sometimes, when the house is quiet, I catch myself humming without realizing it. It's always perfect pitch, never strained, precisely the way it was at 13. And sometimes, late at night, when I wake and the air feels heavy, I hear another voice finishing the phrase I started. He was right after all. My voice never changed. It still sings when I sleep. I've never told anyone this before. Not my friends, not my family, not even the girl I'm with now. But sometimes when it's late and the room's too quiet, everything comes back to me. Every sound, every smell, every click of those old computer lab keyboards. It happened during my senior year of high school in a small town outside Columbus. The year I took a computer science class, I thought it would be an easy A. We were learning Visual Basic, which already sounded boring. Still, I figured it would be a break from the more complex electives. Our teacher, Mr. Holloway, was new. Mid-40s, pale, thin hair that never quite stayed combed. The kind of guy who wore short-sleeve dress shirts with ties that looked 20 years old. At first, he seemed nervous, the kind of teacher who double-checks every line in the book before speaking. But as the semester went on, that nervousness turned into something else, something mean. He had a way of making you feel small. Like if you didn't understand something, it was your fault for being stupid. He'd single me out in front of everyone. "You're supposed to be the smart one, right?" he'd say, smiling that tight little smile that didn't reach his eyes. I didn't understand why he hated me so much until I found out he had some kind of issue with another teacher, a guy who happened to be my dad's friend. Maybe I just reminded him of someone he couldn't stand. For the first few weeks, I tried to ignore it, but it got worse. He'd grade my projects unfairly, accuse me of copying, and when I finished early, he'd pile extra work on me to keep me busy. I still remember the way the fluorescent lights flickered above his desk. At the same time, he typed grades into the system, that soft, rhythmic clicking sound that made my stomach twist every time I heard it. Then one week I got really sick, the kind of sick where you can barely get out of bed. I missed 3 classes, the only ones I'd ever missed in all of high school. When I came back, pale and exhausted, I handed him a doctor's note. He looked at it, smirked, and said, "Too bad, you've fallen too far behind." Just like that, he had me removed from the class. Those words echoed in my head all day, "You've fallen too far behind." Getting kicked out meant I wouldn't get the 4 credits I needed. I'd miss graduation. I'd have to take summer school. Everything I'd worked for just vanished because one bitter teacher decided he didn't like me. Something in me cracked that day. I wasn't angry in a loud way, it was quieter, sharper, like a wire pulled too tight. A few days later, I stayed after class to finish a project for another subject. Mr. Holloway was still there, sitting at his desk, typing something on his laptop. His face was lit by the projector's blue glow. He looked up at me and said, "You can lock up when you're done," then stepped outside to take a phone call. That's when I saw it. On the projector screen, his desktop, there was a folder labeled Passwords, and right next to it, another one called Vacation Photos. I don't know why I did it, maybe part curiosity, part rage. But before I could stop myself, I opened the first folder. It was a text document, pages and pages of saved logins, emails, affiliate accounts, everything, perfectly organized. I glanced at the Vacation Photos folder. My pulse was pounding so hard it drowned out the hum of the ceiling lights. I clicked it. Inside were photos of him and a woman, his wife or girlfriend maybe, beach trips, hotel rooms, selfies. Nothing obscene but intimate, personal. And that's when it hit me. This man who'd spent months humiliating me had left his entire digital life wide open. That night, I went home and plugged in my USB drive. I copied everything, the passwords, the photos. I blurred faces, blacked out usernames, and made the images cryptic like something out of a puzzle. I didn't want to expose him to the world, I just wanted him to feel what I felt, powerless. The next morning, I printed dozens of copies, slipped them into lockers, left them on cafeteria tables, taped them to bathroom mirrors, and just one I went to his desk. No one else would understand what it meant, but he would. By the end of the week, Mr. Holloway stopped coming to school. The announcement stated that he was on extended sick leave. We got a substitute, a kind woman named Ms. Jensen, who actually knew how to teach. She reinstated me in the class and helped me catch up. I graduated that summer. At first, I thought I had won. Then one night in July, I received an email. No subject, no text, just an attachment. A photo of my house taken at night from across the street. At first, I thought it was a prank. But 2 days later, another email arrived. This time, it contained a screenshot of my inbox. Then came a third one. One of those same vacation photos, except now, in the reflection of the mirror behind his wife, someone was standing there. Someone who looked exactly like me. I didn't sleep that night. I changed my passwords, wiped my drives, and even disconnected my Wi-Fi for a week. But the emails kept coming. They always came from random addresses with the same subject line, "Still sick." Each one made my stomach twist tighter. It wasn't just fear anymore, it was guilt. I felt I had unleashed something I couldn't undo. Weeks passed and the messages stopped. Life went on. I got into college, moved to another city, and got busy. But every now and then, when I checked my spam folder, there would be one waiting for me. Same subject line, same emptiness. I told myself it was someone messing with me, that maybe Mr. Holloway had found out and was playing games. Then last fall, a brown envelope showed up in my mailbox. No return address, just my name printed in block letters. Inside was a USB drive. No note, no label, just the drive. I don't know why I didn't throw it away. Maybe part of me wanted to face it, to end this once and for all. I plugged it in and there was only one folder inside. It was called Vacation Photos. I clicked it open and my blood ran cold. These weren't the same pictures. These were new. Photos of my apartment, my car, my street, my window. They were taken from outside, through blinds, and even inside. The last photo was of me sitting at my desk wearing the same shirt I was wearing at the moment. The timestamp matched the exact time. For a long moment, I just sat there staring, the room completely silent except for the hum of my computer. Then I noticed something, a reflection, faint but present, in the corner of the screen. It was his face. Mr. Holloway was smiling. I yanked the plug from the wall so fast that I nearly broke it. My heart wouldn't stop pounding. I packed a bag that night and drove to my mom's place 2 towns over. I didn't tell her anything. I just said I needed a break. For weeks, I couldn't use my laptop. I couldn't even look at a USB drive without feeling sick. Then one morning in September, I woke up to another email. But this one was different. It wasn't from some random address. It was from the school district. Subject line: Notice of deceased staff member. Mr. Holloway had died 3 months earlier from a heart attack, they said. Alone at home. I just stared at the screen, rereading it over and over. For a while I felt nothing. Then, slowly, a strange sense of calm washed over me like a storm finally passing. I thought maybe that was it. Perhaps it was over. But a week later, I received one last email. No subject, no text, just a single attachment, just a photo. It was me again, sitting at my desk, shot from the same angle as before. The exact reflection behind me. Except this time, the reflection wasn't smiling. It was looking past me at the window. And behind it was another face. Not his, it was mine. I didn't sleep that night either. But the next morning, I formatted everything, reset my system, and changed my number. For the first time in years, no messages came. No photos. No shadows in the reflection. It's been quiet since then. Sometimes, when I'm up late working, I still see the faint red blink of the webcam light and feel that same chill crawl up my spine. But I tell myself it's nothing, just a glitch. Maybe it's over. Perhaps the lesson stuck. Or maybe, just maybe, he really did teach me something after all. How easily one mistake, one click, can follow you forever. Still sick? No, I think I'm finally cured.